Hi everyone, my name is Mike. I'm here working on my 2018 Honda Odyssey, which is back there. And she developed a weird little issue where the power tailgate just stopped working, and it would beep a whole lot when you put the thing in drive, so it was unusable. But anyway, I'll show you guys a video of what I found out with the power tailgate. All right, I'm gonna start pouring, okay?
Okay. I see where it's coming from. So this, I see something here. It's on the other side of this plastic piece right here. It's dripping through this piece. So
Hey, Chai.
hey, Jai. This piece right here is dripping out of this piece. It's coming from underneath that piece right there.
Well, we can't see
Yeah.
it from up there.
No.
So, looking online, folks were saying that the tailgate control module would go bad on these things and get water and stuff on them. So, in my 2018, it's located behind this panel. You kind of just gotta yank it. You'll wind up dealing with a couple of these green little clips here. Just pull them out, be gentle with it, you know, exercise a little bit of common sense. But right here, this is the tailgate control module. As you can see, mine is in a Ziploc bag because that's my new one. And I still didn't track down where the leak was coming from, so I didn't want to ruin it while doing some testing. So, through the magic of, daylight and cleaning and all that other stuff, I discovered there were some cracks in my body seam on the Odyssey. Now that doesn't look too bad, but I mean it was enough for water to just pour into the interior and start kind of working its way down, and then it would drip out here onto the seatbelt reel, kind of bubble up down here, and then right there is a TCM, and it would just soak the whole dang thing. And it ruined the other one. That part cost me about $290 something, $297 plus taxes, so about 320 bucks to replace. You could have gotten it online, but we needed the van operational as soon as possible instead of waiting for days. But anyway, I discovered that little rip in the body seam, and what I'm gonna do is a close-up of that body seam, and you can see it's a pretty significant gap in the metal. And water's getting in there when it's raining and just working its way through the van, coming on in, dripping down here onto this, and making its way onto the TCM and also into the floor. Now, our van didn't have like any interior smells besides the usual, kid smells. So didn't notice that there was water coming in. Funny thing is that issue is apparently on both sides of the back. So what I'm gonna do is pop up that roof rail, clean this up a little bit more, and then put some body seam, some of the urethane body seam stuff in there to fix it. So this is the passenger side roof rail strip thing, and over here are these really annoying clips, right? So as you can see, Honda put the seam sealer stuff from the factory there, but guess what? If you have to work on this, look at what happens to the seam sealer. As it's being actuated, this thing is cracking. So just be prepared to repair the seam sealer when you pull these rails up, which, I mean, it's not just going to be the little hole in the back. Just make sure you kind of get a good bead along this entire length on both sides, because all right, so I cleaned up the area back here where the roof rail attached, roof rail cover strip thing, And as you can see, that's some pretty significant cracking there in that seam filler stuff. And you wouldn't think it's that big a deal, but you know, just imagine it's raining pretty hard, water's kind of pooling in the channel here, and it's slowly making its way down. Well, it's got a restricted amount that it can move because of the design of this thing, so water kind of backs up. And now you have standing water essentially sitting over a hole in your well, on your roof, and just looking to, you know, make its way into your car. So as you can see, there's that cracking that I showed y'all, and look at how deep those grooves are, right? But as the nightmare continues, oh look, there it is, big old crack right there. And like I said, this stuff is kind of restricted, so you have a lot of water that's going to be flowing down there, and just, you know, depending on how deep that crack is, it's going to make its way into your van and just pool. Now on this side, there's nothing worth caring about. It's just storage and a subwoofer power outlet. But you know, it's not your $300 and some odd Power Tailgate control module thing that is just waiting to get cooked. See how I gave you all that really neat explanation about the water dripping and coming down and blah blah blah, right? Well, if you look here, that's foam, plastic, poly, whatever the heck, goes down, drip drip drip, and what do you know, that's carpet, right? So what are the chances that is absolutely soaked on the bottom? Let's find out. Let's just lift. Yep. Oh shit, would you look at that. God damn it, Honda. Did a little bit of yanking. As you can see, that's wet, and oh my gosh, you just push on it and the water is just pouring out of the foam. But hey, Honda was nice enough to put a drain plug there that's, you know, plugged, which kind of makes sense, because why would you have a hole in your vent, right? Just waiting to let water in to rust away your floor plan. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's saturated with water. I'm obviously not going to be holding this thing up waiting for the water to come out, so through the magic of editing, I went and found myself a nice little milk crate. Oh weird, what's this? Trail 90, made by Honda from 1970. Anyway, here's my milk crate. So I'm just gonna have it propped up like that to let it air dry while I work on getting the roof sealed off. You know, I guess now it's time to give the dad talk here. So I'm not a hater of Honda. I've owned a few of them. As I showed y'all, I have a 1970 CT90. I have a 2007 Honda Shadow 750. This 2018 Odyssey, and our 2024 Honda Ridgeline. But I can't help but think Honda needs to work on their ethics with this one, man. I can give you a definition of what it is and how exactly I feel, but I'm squeezing water out of a floor mat because of a defect in the body seams. Not good. So what I'm going to use is 3M 08693. It's auto glass urethane windshield adhesive. It's supposed to be flexible and you know, waterproof, since it's to keep water from getting into your vehicle, you know, from the gaps between your windshield and your body. So I figure if it's good enough for that, it ought to be good enough to take care of those little cracks on top. So I'm going to be using this to fill the gaps there all the way back to over there. Now it's going to be impossible for me to get this on camera, so just use your imagination and believe. So I'm going to try to seal this entire area, going back to the big old crack that we discovered back there. All right, as you can see, through some expert application of my finger and that polyurethane, it looks like I've sealed up all the seams that were there before. only fell off there a little bit. And yeah, that looks like the work of me. We're gonna call that good enough. Let us pray and hope. Now on this side, I want a little bit more aggressive on the poly. Granted, there's a pretty big crack over there, so I wanted to fill that in pretty darn well. And there you can see my expert application. I'm not very good at it, let's be honest. But hopefully it's good enough. Alright, it's been a couple of days since I did the resealing of the top, and so far it seems like it's holding out pretty good. We had a couple bits of heavy rain and there's no water in the van anymore. So I'm gonna seal her up and I'll show y'all how I'm putting her back together. There's my handiwork with the seal. You can see it's amateur at best, but hey, it's keeping the water out. So coming on down here, I am actually gonna leave the plastic bag in place, because you know what, better to have it there and not fry the stupidly expensive module than to have it off, return it back to exactly how it was from Honda and have the damn thing fry again. Salvage one of the little green little clips. Don't take these out if you can avoid it. Also, I did break some clips. These two little things are actually in here underneath this one little spot. There's like some securing, those little securing pins are supposed to be in there. You gotta push them apart with a screwdriver to pry them apart. Didn't know that, so I broke them both. And frankly, I don't care. And this is the broken clip that was actually from in here. And I wound up salvaging one from up here to make it work. So, she's all back together. Let's test it out. That's the job done.